Where do the bees go when they're not feeling well? The hospital.
You want $1,000,000 idea? Okay, listen to this. This is a good one. I've been thinking about this since high school. So, I buy a bunch of cars, right? Like a bunch of cars and vans. Like, I'm thinking maybe half a dozen of each. And I use them to start a cab company, right? And at first, it's like every other cab company. Except, save for one crucial detail. All the cars, all the vehicles, rather, have been modified to look like hot dogs. So they're hot dog cars. They'd be kind of like the, the Oscar Mayer Weiner Mobiles. Except I wouldn't call them that, and they'd be smaller. I'd have to invent my own IP, like maybe I'd call it Willie's Weenie Wagons. Yeah, I like that. And I'd be Willie. But Willie's not my real name, though. That would just be my business name. The stage name of the business world. And all the drivers would wear those, like, milkman outfits with the white shirts and the snappy bow ties and the sea captain hats. Even though I don't know why they wear those. I don't know what milk has to do with being a sea captain.
So the first one is an idea I've had for a while. It's called kebabs. So, like, if you've had a night out and you want a taxi back, this is incredible, by the way. Incredible. You've had a night out, want a taxi back, and you also fancy a kebab, right? Cut it all down into one thing. Kebabs. There's a bloke, so you get in the back of his taxi. You're gonna have to modify the taxi somehow. In the footwell, the passenger footwell, is a rotisserie. There could be a driver. A kebab and a bloke. He'll have to carve them. He'll lean back and go, "So what do you want, mate?" But there's only one meat. The rotisserie's in between his legs. You'll cut your kebab, get in the bread, pass it back to you. That'll be £10, please. Kebab. Job done. Just a £1,000,000 idea.
I mean, there's really only one sensible thing you can do with £1,000,000, and that's go to the bank and say, "Hello, I'd like £1,000,000 in pennies, please." And then you take the pennies in big sacks and put them in either a swimming pool or your local pond and dive in it like Scrooge McDuck. Although, now I think about it, I think £1,000,000 in pennies, even though it's going to be like loads and loads and loads of pennies, it probably won't be enough to fill either a swimming pool or a small pond. And if you try and swim in it, it'll probably just really hurt. Come to think of it, I'm not really sure what to do with £1,000,000 after all.
You'd invest it and then you'd make more millions.
It's all food based.
They're all taxi based as well. Oh yeah, you're gonna call the app Guru, right? And it's basically Uber, but whoever drives it gives you life advice, but he won't let you out until you've done something about it. So if you get in the back of the Guru and he's like, "Right, what's your problem?" I've got to do this report by Friday. He's like, "Well, you ain't leaving the cab until you do it."
I like that.
What's your obsession?
Well, I just think is that you could definitely make taxis better.
But they do the job that they're intended to do.
Yeah, but they could do more.
They don't need to do.
If I went to Dragon's Den with cabs, Deborah Meaden, Peter Jones, and the other three, they'd be all over it, mate. They'd be begging. 0% for all the money.
0%.
I don't want any part of this business, but I'm going to give you the money.
Just imagine, picture for a moment. You roll up to the club in one of my weenie cabs, and everybody turns around and looks at you, and they're like, "Whoa, who's that guy? I want to be him. I want to be like that. Wish I was that cool." See, that could be you. And it'd be good for any occasion, too. You can go to house parties, you can go to the bar, you can go to the hospital, you can go to your wedding, you can go to a funeral. The possibilities are endless. And have the market cornered, too. We're not even talking millions anymore. We may be looking at billions. And then maybe with my vast wealth, I could start my own country. and crown myself as emperor. My subjects would bow to me, and nobody would stand in my way again. And you know, with that kind of like stability in my life, maybe I could start working on myself more. But yeah, hot dog weenie wagons. It's a good idea. It's an idea worth $1 million bucks.
You could probably do the same with other foods. It doesn't have to be kebabs, I'd say.
Could you not
Pizza oven in the back.
mix the two ideas together?
Guru and kebabs.
Yeah, a taxi
That's-
that gives you a lift, gives you a kebab, and gives you a
That's
van.
Guru Plus.
There you go. No, that's where the money is.
Dollars. Euros. Yen. Dineros. That's all the ones I remember. Bye.